Hey guys, today I'm going to show you my finds of the day from estate sale. So of course, as you can see, I got a lot of CFLs and incandescents and some halogens. So yeah. So of course what we'll go ahead and do is we'll start off with the CFLs first, and then we'll go up to the incandescents last that are in the packaging there. So yeah. Of course, let's start off with this one first. So I got two of these. These are Envision CFLs, which are really cool. Of course, you could buy these at Home Depot back in the day. These are 14 watt. Of course, these have a color temperature of 35,000 K, so of course a little bit on the warmer side and a little bit on the cooler side. Of course, just have the standard base on this one. So I got two of these. Of course, this one's the same exact thing. Of course, Envision. I guess that's probably some type of date code there. So I think you could get these. I think you could get these in the early 2000s as well. Here is a great value. This is a 14 watt 2700K. Of course, puts out 900 lumens. I actually do have one of these other bulbs. Of course, I've done a video on this version before, the 60 watt equivalent version. But of course, the other one that I have was used. This one appears to be brand new, never used. So that's cool. This is a brand new one. Next up, we have two GE Hilco CFLs. These are 13 watts. They put out 825 lumens. I think the color temperature of these is 2700K because it does say soft white on here. This actually is kind of interesting because it's got two vent holes on the top and it's got some vent holes on the bottom to let the heat out from the ballast, which that's quite nice. So these seem to be pretty good CFLs. These appear to be brand new as well. Of course, there's the second one. Same base on that one. Next up, we have a GE three-way CFL spiral bulb, which this is really cool as well. This one looks like it is slightly used. It does have a ventilation hole at the top there, if you can see that. It's got a nice thick tube on it. Of course, there's the three-way base. So this is 16 watt, 25 watt, and 32 watt. And so that's the wattage on this. And then the brightness is 600 lumens, 1600 lumens, and 2150 lumens. And then, of course, there's the caution information on it as well. So I'd say maybe this is probably like maybe a 2015 or 16 CFL. It's in the 2000s era, I would say. And then, of course, here's some other CFLs. These are really interesting. Here's some GE bullet shape candelabra-based CFL spiral or fluorescent bulbs or CFL bulbs. So these are really cool. These actually have the. I actually looked inside. I actually shined a flashlight in this, and this actually has the 3 tubes inside. So this is actually really cool. Does have a nice glass globe on it. So I got two of these. These are GE Biax 9 watt 120 volt. Of course, there's the information on there as well. I don't know what that is. Somebody wrote that on there. Of course, all that caution information there. So these are really cool. I don't know what the color temperature of these are. I don't know if these are warm white or cool white. But of course, I have two of these. Which these are cool because they're the bullet-shaped bulbs. Next up, we have two of these Lights of America CFLs, which these are really cool. These are, of course, these are more of the newer. This is kind of more of a newer Lights of America CFL. I do have a older Lights of America CFL in my collection, which I have made a video on it. It's the one with the 3 tubes on it, which that's really cool. It's an early CFL. I'd say this is probably maybe like an early 2000 CFL too, but probably maybe like a 2013 or 2011 CFL. Of course, there's the information on that. So these are 14 watts. These appear to be slightly used as well. So there's that. And then the last two CFLs we'll take a look at is we have this one. I have one of these. This seems to be a early GE Helico 13 watt CFL spiral bulb. This is soft white. This, of course, also slightly used as well. Of course, there's the caution information on that. HG, which contains mercury. So there's that one. And then here's another GE CFL spiral bulb. This appears to be slightly newer. That one, I would say, is probably an early 2000s CFL. This is probably maybe a 2013 CFL, or I'm not sure, but this is a 2000s era as well. Of course, Helico 13 watt. This is soft white as well. This doesn't have any ventilation holes on this one. So there's that one. And then I guess let's take a look at some incandescent bulbs next. So we'll start off with this bulb. Or actually, no, what? We'll start off with this GE 3-way, and then we'll move up to that one. So next up, we have a GE Reveal. This is a 30, 70, 100 watt. So this is one of the GE Reveal series bulbs, which is 3-way. And this is really cool as well. I do have one of these, but of course one of the filaments is burned out. I think this one probably has all the filaments working. I haven't tested this one out, but there's this one. And then of course we'll move up to this bulb. This one's really cool. I think this is one of those S11 bulbs. This is one of those sign bulbs. So this is really cool. This is a nice vintage one. This is a Westinghouse, a vintage Westinghouse sign group replacement, 11 watt, 130 volt, made in the USA, which that's the best part because this is a good quality bulb. Does have a very nice C-shaped filament though, which that's really cool, and a very nice brass base as well as a very nice blue glass insulator. So that's really cool. Next incandescent bulb we'll take a look at is a GE 25 watt 120 volt. This puts out 215 215 lumens. This bulb was made in Hungary. Just have the standard base on this one, and you can see this doesn't have any filament supports on it. So the filament just kind of bounces around in there. Let's see, that's a halogen. See, I got two of these. These are really cool. This one's a 60 watt and the other one's a 40 watt. So here is a GE 60 watt 120 volt extra life soft white incandescent bulb. Or actually, I think this is 1 year life on it. But this is really cool because it's got a very nice brass base on it. So this is really cool. So there's that one. And then this is the 40 watt version. So here's a GE 40 watt 120 volt 1 year life soft white. This is the 40 watt version with the very nice brass base. So these are quite rare too, because normally you'd see GE bulbs with the regular style base, the silver base, but these have the very nice brass base. So of course these were a really nice find as well. Next up we have a GE General Electric 75 watt 120 volt. This is kind of one of these frosted bulbs, one of these slightly frosted bulbs where you can see the filament in it. This has a vertical filament in it, which that's pretty cool with the standard base. And then we have this bulb. Here's an interesting wattage bulb. This is a GE 67 watt 120 volt Wattmiser bulb. This is made in Mexico, so this is a good quality bulb. So this is a very interesting one. So I guess this is probably replacing a 75 watt incandescent bulb and only uses 67 watts. So yeah, really cool. Next up we have a GE 60 watt 120 volt candelabra incandescent bulb. Let me pause this real quick. Okay, so I had to go do something real quick. But anyways, this is a GE 60 watt candelabra base bulb, which is really cool as well. It's got the little bit of a pointed tip at the top. It's kind of interesting how the filament, as you can kind of see, it kind of sticks out there a little bit there. So there's the filament on there. And then of course the next bulb we'll take a look at is this is kind of an unbranded bulb. I almost think this is probably a Westinghouse bulb, but I'm not sure. This is a 60 watt 130 volt rated bulb, so of course this has a long life to it. It's also got a very nice brass base, as you can see, so that's cool as well. And then I guess we'll go ahead and take a look at these last incandescents, and then we'll look at the halogen. So of course this bulb would have been a LED bulb. There is a incandescent in here, so we'll take a look at that. So let's take a look at the packaging first. So this would have been a Sunlight T10 LED bulb. So this would have been 2700K, which is warm white. Of course this would have put out 160 lumens, the original Sunlight bulb that would have been in here. And of course there's the fixtures that you could use this in, and you can also use it in those piano style lights as well. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this, and I'm going to go ahead and get the bulb out of the package. And of course here's the bulb. So of course it's one of the T10 bulbs. This is kind of, now you can tell this is kind of more of the newer piano style bulbs, because of course the older ones, the filament went all the way up, or they went straight up. This one you can tell they just kind of course they just looped the, well, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, there you go. They kind of just looped it around and then went back down. But I do like the older ones because of course the filament's longer on those. This does have a very nice brass base on it though. This is a 25 watt 120 volt incandescent bulb. So there's that. And then the last incandescent bulbs we'll be taking a look at are some Sylvania 75 watt A19 incandescent bulbs, brand new in the package. So these are new old stock. I got these for $2 at the estate sale. So these put out 675, or wait, no, these put out 1025 lumens, and of course the life output is 675 hours on these. So of course if you want to pause and read that, you can. These were also, I think these bulbs are also made in the USA, which is the best part because these are good quality bulbs. So yeah, there's those. And then the last bulb we'll take a look at is this this GE halogen. So here is a GE 43 watt 120 volt. This puts out 620 lumens. This is a GE soft white halogen bulb. So yeah, I think that was the last halogen bulb. Actually, no, we got one more halogen bulb. And then this is the last halogen bulb I have. This is just a generic branded 43 watt 120 volt soft white halogen. This bulb was also made in the USA, which is the best part because this is a good quality bulb. Of course, this puts out 785 lumens. So yeah, there it is. So that was my finds of the day from an estate sale. So anyways, thanks for watching, and have a great day.